Hi, my name is Marco Pasqua, and this Idea Tuesday, I'm going to talk about breaking down stigmas and attitudinal barriers towards people with disabilities in the workplace. We all know disabilities come in different shapes and forms. Some are invisible, like anxiety, depression, ADHD, autism, and learning disabilities. Some are more visible, physical disabilities, like mine. I have cerebral palsy, and I use a wheelchair primarily to get around. I actually have something called spastic triplegia, which means it affects my two legs and my right arm. Now you might be thinking, this probably impacts my ability to do some jobs. And in some cases, it does. But the biggest impact I've ever faced, the biggest barrier, has been attitudinal barriers. People placing their assumptions of what I was capable of on me before even knowing what I was capable of. In fact, the first barrier I ever faced was in my very first job at a high school during a co-op program. You see, I've always loved computers, been fascinated with what they do. So I was pumped that I got a job at a computer store. In fact, I did so well at this job that I asked the manager if he thought I could join the team in a full-time capacity after I was done. I'll never forget the look on his face. He said, actually, Marco, could I take you out for lunch? We went out to lunch and he explained that as much as he'd love for me to join the team, he had some concerns. If I were to lift heavy boxes or have to restock shelves and something were to drop on me and hurt myself, he couldn't live with himself. He let me know that he'd actually been adjusting my tasks without even asking me. But looking at this as an opportunity, I said to him, okay, how about we make a compromise? How about that you give me a 2-week extension and like a probationary period again, but this time we don't adapt or change anything. He liked this compromise, and the very next day, I started out as a full-time employee. But the universe works in mysterious ways, and that very next day, a customer came in asking for a video card. The thing is, video cards happen to be on the very top shelf. But I'm a resourceful person, I'm an adaptable person, and I really felt in that moment this was my time to shine. So me and the customer started walking towards the video cards, and I got to know him a little bit better. And as we got there to that dreaded moment I knew I wasn't going to be able to reach, I kind of looked up at the video card and I said, oh, you mean you want that one there? And I looked over at him, and then I looked up at the card, and I looked at him, and I looked up at the card. And I gestured as though I was going to be able to reach up and grab the card, knowing full well I wasn't going to be able to reach it. And in that moment, he reached up, grabbed the card for me, handed it to me and said, yeah, this is the card here. And now I was able to make the sale. Now the amazing part of this story isn't just that I was actually able to use his ability to grab that card. This entire time, that manager had been watching and his jaw nearly hit the floor. His perception of me had been completely shattered. He realized that he shouldn't have placed assumptions on what I was able to do because I would be able to find a way to adapt to my situation as long as my workplace environment gave me the tools to do so. The moral of the story is, treat people like people first. Judge a person by the content of their character and nothing more. Thank you.